Hello, so this is a beginner's CSGO tutorial. This is for those who, want to get into first-person shooters or just want to play with their friends and want to not get completely destroyed. So this is, I don't want to spend too much time on kind of the nitty-gritty details. This is meant to get you up and running quickly and to show you kind of the essentials that you need to know when playing CSGO. And so, just to start off, CSGO is a game that involves a bomb. So basically, as a terrorist, there's two teams. There's the terrorists and the counter-terrorists. The terrorists want to go to a bomb site, which are marked by A and B. As you can see, you keep going this way, go to A, and keep going that way to go to B. You basically take the bomb onto the bomb site. I'm actually just going to show you that right now. And oh, by the way, I'm switching between whatever I'm holding using the scroll wheel. And once you get onto the bomb site, basically, you can plant the bomb like this. This is just holding mouse button 1, that's your left mouse button. But I'm not going to plant it all the way because then that starts the timer. But a few things to notice here. I'm using ASWD to move, just pretty simple. And I'm running out with my knife. And the reason that you might see some people run out with a knife is because you actually move the fastest when you hold out your knife. But of course, if you're coming around a corner and you think that there's going to be an enemy player there, you want to take out your gun. And so you can switch your weapons using scroll wheel, or you can just press the actual buttons that are labeled down in the bottom right corner. Um, but you know, the CS:GO also has an economy. So you see on the left side of the screen under the map, it says $10,000. At the start of every round, you get a certain amount of money, and you press B to buy weapons. I would strongly suggest that for especially new players to focus on getting used to one weapon, and on the terrorist side, you should definitely go to rifle and AK-47. It's probably just the de facto terrorist rifle that you should definitely be buying every round if you can. And the other thing is you want to buy equipment and Kevlar and helmet, but that one is already bought for us here. So once you've bought those two things, I would not worry about grenades too much. I'll probably go over just the flashbang because the other grenades are, I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory. Smoke grenade, deploy smoke, but the flashbang is the thing that you'll probably be encountering the most, and probably is the most powerful one out of all the grenades, for the sole reason that, if you throw a flashbang and you're looking at it, it blinds you for a certain amount of time. And that's really powerful, of course, because if someone throws a flashbang at you and you're blind, they're able to kill you without you fighting back, basically. And so to negate the use of a flashbang, which I actually cannot buy, actually can't buy another flashbang, so I'll actually just kill myself here. This is a Molotov, it basically throws fire, and of course don't stand in your own grenade or else you'll die. But here I'll just take control of another bot so I can buy another flashbang. So I'm gonna buy the AK and then buy a flashbang. So you saw how long you were blinded by looking straight at the flashbang. You can almost completely negate that by looking the other way. So you see how I was basically not blinded by that. So if somebody throws a flashbang at you, make sure you look away and try to snap back quickly so that you can basically take them out as they try to come around the corner. Um, so let's get into the basics of shooting. Basically the core mechanics of this game. Um, there's three types of shooting when you have automatic rifles like the AK-47. So there's tapping, which is just like you tap one shot every time you click. There's bursting, which is like you load off a couple rounds. And there's spraying, where you just basically hold down mouse 1. And you normally want to be tapping or spraying so you get the best accuracy. The reason being that in CSGO, you do get a lot more damage with headshots. It's almost always a one shot to the head with some of the rifles you'll be using. For the AK, it's a guaranteed one shot to the head. And so you want to be aiming for the head. The body is 2 shots for an AK, legs are like 3 or 4, I believe. So you always want to be aiming kind of mid-level, aiming for the head. And for starters, just try to aim for kind of the center of mass on the chest, uh, and normally that will do you fairly well. And the reason we want to go over tapping and bursting is because, of course, at long ranges, you want to be as accurate as possible. And as you can see, if you spray, which is just again holding down mouse one, you get what's called a recoil pattern, which is basically the rifle goes all over the place. And even though you were originally aiming here, the bullets go all over the place. And so that's why when you're spraying, you're very inaccurate, and to effectively spray, you have to do recoil compensation. But I mean that's basically just looking at the bullets. You see how they go up. Compensating is like just you just pull down, so that you're a bit more accurate than if you just held down mouse one. Uh, but I would advise against spraying just because it takes a lot of practice to get a good spray. While a lot of the time, you might panic or whatever and you won't hit the target. So you should end up just trying to tap or burst a couple of shots. And that's usually the most effective method. Also, I just ran out of bullets, so let me grab my dead body's AK. Um, so that's tapping, bursting, and spraying. You should definitely try tapping and bursting. So let's actually go on to the site and go over a few more things. Again, running with my knife out to maximize how far I move. But now that I see that I'm about to cross into the open, I want to have my rifle out. And you can see that the way I'm clearing this is very methodical. Um, a lot of things new players might miss is basically when you're coming around corners, you don't want to expose yourself to all these angles. Say you're trying to clear A, you don't want to come all the way out here and expose yourself to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8, 9, 10, just a bunch of angles where people can be and people can shoot you. And of course, if you expose yourself to multiple angles, if you get attacked by two people at the same time, it's very unlikely that you'll win that duel. So what you should do is be very methodical and clear one angle at a time, right? Okay, there's nobody there. There's no one there, no one there. Okay, let's keep going. No one there, no one there, no one there, and let's just peek this one. Okay, nobody there, and nobody up there. And so that's how you want to, that's how you want to clear your angles in your corners. So you can minimize, say there's someone standing right there, right? I'm clearing it. I see him, I kill him, but if there's his buddy is standing over here, right? If I come around and kill him, his buddy can't help him out. But if I come all the way out here, suddenly it's a 2-on-1. So that's really important. Um, Probably the most important thing I would work on, just starting out in the game, is something called crosshair placement. So the crosshair is just the green cross you see in the middle. It's where you shoot, right? And crosshair placement is basically you want to have your crosshair be on a place where you think the enemy is, where you predict the enemy is. So, say there is a enemy right there. I'll just mark it with a bunch of bullet holes. Say there's an enemy right there, right? And also I'm pressing R to reload if you were wondering. Um, I want my crosshair to be right where he is when I cross this corner. I don't want to be off center. I don't want to be looking at the ground. I don't want to be looking at the sky. Um, because if I was aiming off center, say I was aiming up here, or I just don't have that much control over my mouse right now, and the dude's still right there, but my crosshair is here. Now I have to compensate this entire distance to his head in order to take him out. While if he had good crosshair placement, right, if he's just standing right here and he's just holding this angle right where I'm gonna pop out, he can just kill me without even moving his mouse, right? So obviously that's an advantage. So that's why when you see, your friends or pros trying to whenever they're entering an area where they think they're gonna see opponents, they always have their crosshair at head level, right? Because headshots, and they just kind of, they keep their crosshair where they think the enemy is gonna be, right? Okay, so I'm clearing my corners one at a time. Um, And you'll notice I'm moving slowly right here. What I'm actually doing is holding down left shift. So there's three types of movement. You have just running around, just not holding anything. You're just using ASWD. You move fastest this way, but you're also really loud. And sound is pretty important in this game because you can actually hear footsteps really well. So if you're trying to sneak around, you don't want to be running. What you want to do is hold shift. This is called walking. You're more accurate and you're also silent, but of course you move a bit slower. You can also crouch, which is holding control. And control, of course, you move extremely slowly, but you're also the most accurate. So to start out, I would not bother like crouching and like shooting, even though it's more accurate. I would just, stick with keeping your head level and just trying to work on your aim. Just work on your aim for just starting out. So those are the basics essentially. Of course, holding down left mouse button is planting the bomb, but I'm just gonna show you real quick actually how much of a difference a headshot is. So here are some enemies. One tap with the head. It's three taps, four taps with the chest, and one, two, three. Oh, three with the legs. One, two, three, four with the chest. I assume that's because of the armor. One, two, three, four. Yeah. So three or four with the chest and the legs, but one with the head. So that's why you want to come around your corners. Um, that's why you want to come around your corners, uh, pointing at head level. So right now I'm just going to plant the bomb just to show you how the counter terrorists defuse the bomb. Because of course, as a terrorist, right, you're first attacking the site, you're cleaning the site of the counter terrorists. Once you have the site, you want to plant the bomb. And after the bomb plants, you have 40 seconds to basically defend it, right? You want to defend it from the counter terrorists from defusing the bomb. And so if I click M and switch teams real quick, what I can do is buy my stuff, buy the M4A4 for the counter terrorists. And as a counter terrorist, you're retaking the site, right? You want to clean the site of terrorists, maybe use a flashbang, you know, look away, and now everyone in the site is flashed. Okay, I think there's nobody here. Let's go quickly kill. Oh, he's dead. But I hold E here. Make sure you hold E, and that's going to defuse the bomb. And that was actually just in time, yeah, with 0.2 seconds remaining. But that's how the counter terrorists work. Um, and yeah, that's essentially the basics of Counter Strike. And yeah, thanks for watching.